at Caspa, right? We've had price pushing up here. We've had volume increasing, and we're going to take a look at this chart in just a second and see if this thing could possibly be heading higher, or what we have to watch out for here, okay? We're going to dig into this here, but getting pretty exciting, all right? You got just in these last three candles, this is the 12-hour chart. You had 42 million, 42.5 million buys, 50.5 million, and 41 million. And then the one just before that was about 20 million. All right, so you can see here, got this is heading up, which that's what you want to see with volume. All right, so we'll take a look here in just a second. But in here at Investors Observer, all right, if you go over here and check these guys out, they have crypto stocks. They cover everything here, daily up to the minute stuff. These guys are good. All right. This one here they put out today, Caspa receives a very bullish rating. Is it time to get on board? All right, Caspa gets a very bullish rating from Investor Observer Sunday. The crypto is up 5.2%, while the broader crypto market is up 0.5%. You go down through here, you can see they got to be doing something right to get a very bullish score from this place. All right, very bullish sentiment reading. Over the past few days, Caspa has earned a very bullish rating on the Investors Observer Sentiment Score. The Sentiment Score measures the performance of Caspa over the past 5 days by volume and price movement. The sentiment score provides a quick short-term look at the crypto's recent performance. This can be useful for both short-term investors looking to ride a rally and long-term investors trying to buy the dip. All right, it says Caspa is currently trading near its 5-day high at 0.0507. All right, we're at 0.0505 right now. The crypto is 0.00, its 5-day high, and is 12.07% higher than its 5-day low of about 4.5 cents. Caspa's price is currently above resistance, with support set around 0.0475. 475 is right there. Okay, that's where they yeah, not a bad area. 475, 473, 4. That's what they're talking about, support right there. Okay, you can see we busted through. This was resistance here. You can see through here, it ended up being resistance. It has busted through that area. With support set around 0.047 and resistance at 0.0489. Caspa is potentially in a volatile position if the rally burns out. Caspa has traded on low volume recently. This means that today's volume is below its average volume over the past 7 days. All right, so they get a very bullish rating. Investors Observer, go check them out, guys. Very good place. Over the top, I'm going to show you guys something over here. The Caspa FYI site here. All right, they ended up getting rid of the shrimp due to the recent dusk attack. The shrimp category, it's no longer meaningful. Remember when we showed that chart and it had that real big spike straight up? That's what it ended up being, a dust attack. Isn't that something? We were just looking at that chart and look what went on. But look at this, the past 24 hours. Plus 0.3, 0.4, 0.4, 0.6, 0.7 for the sharks, and 0.5 for whales. So all in the green, all right, for the past 24 hours. So, volume's coming in. I took a snapshot of this, the top 1,000 addresses. Actually, I took a shot of the top 10 about 10 days ago. We're going to compare this in a couple weeks to see where this is at, if these wallets are stacking or if they're, if they're offloading some crypto. So we'll take a look at that in a couple weeks here. But I wanted to show you take a look at the petahash real quick too. The petahash is up to, let's see here, 1.8 transactions a second, 1.6 blocks per second. And you can see the live activity here. Let's come on, get these petahash. The market cap's at 1.1 billion. 14 million in trading volume over the past 24 hours, and we're just sitting above 5 cents. All right, so let's see this petahash. The other day when we did that video, I believe it was around 35 to 37. All right, you can let's go down through here real quick. These nodes, I was kind of curious. Still basically getting some more on the Asia coast over here, though. You can see them popping up now. Remember, they were mostly centralized in Europe and America. One in South America now, too. Zoom out on here, see. Yeah, there you go. So that's where the nodes are definitely 219 active nodes now. Last time we looked at that, there was 199. All right, this hash rate for some reason is not loading up here. All right, well, anyway, let's move on here. Well, I looked at it a little bit ago. It was up around 29. All right, the crypto bubbles. Here's Caspa plus 2.9. Volume 14, just like over on the other side. It's at 1.05 billion market cap. Rank 42nd. Still at that number 42. It's going to be exciting when we get the top 40. Top 40 cryptos out of thousands of cryptocurrencies. To get in the top 40, that's a huge accomplishment. All right, let's go over here to these charts. Number one reason a lot of this has happened, the crypto community in itself. We're not going to look at all these charts, but the total too without Bitcoin is up 2.5 billion, and the total market cap with Bitcoin is up 5.2 billion. All right, and the only reason, guys, I covered, I seen that in a comment the other day with covering gold and the Dow Jones and Bitcoin. All of them are super important to the economy. All right, in the way the Dow Jones. If this thing tanks, look at this ABC worked out perfect. Look at that perfect bottom. We measured that. We nailed that. Absolutely nailed it. Look at this. Measure that out. Bring that down on top. Yep, absolutely nailed it. Perfect. ABC, this thing should be heading up. But anyway, the reason we cover those, they're huge to the market. The Dow Jones, massive. Gold, Bitcoin, the DXY. I covered gas the other day. Just simply wintertime is coming for a lot of the world. And it just seems crazy. It just seems ironic that gas would be on the verge of a breakout, of course, for wintertime, for people's heating bills. But that's the only reason we cover that stuff, okay? I just think it's super important to look at the Dow, Bitcoin, the DXY, and see what's going on out there, okay? But the Dow Jones, the daily RSI, reset. That's where we needed that thing, and the weekly is just about reset. This thing has to bounce, or this is big trouble. Now, is this a retest? A lot of times you get, let's open this chart up, you'll get a breakout of resistance. All right, you can see this wedge that it formed, but a lot of times you will get that initial breakout, okay, then a pullback, back test, and then go. All right, so we'll see if that happens here. You can see it had 5 waves up. Then we got our ABC. Now this thing should technically be starting another 5 waves up. We'll see what happens here with that Dow. All right, the Dixie, boy, 106. Look at this. Look at this thing just tearing. This thing has just been on a tear the last few months. Now it's getting up towards that area. This is if we're looking. Would be looking for this thing to get up to 109 to 110, all right, depending on where it goes to, where this ABC comes in. But that's what we're looking for to happen here. Maybe it's eventually going to run up here, run into this resistance line, and then get backed off. We'll just have to wait and see how this thing plays out. Or is it going to blow up through? All right, we got the weekly RSI at the top. The daily is coming down, so it could be all the higher it goes. Made it to a 382, almost a 50%. I would still expect it to push up to that 618. We'll just see what happens. But it's made a higher high on the weekly, and it took out this high over here. We had this high, this low, this high, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, and now we have a higher high. So technically this thing is in an uptrend right now. All right, Bitcoin itself, that's the one we definitely want to look at here. This thing, the weekly RSI is reset. The daily is getting to the top. The monthly is at a 70 and a 76. All right, but you can see that monthly has so much room to potentially push up here. But let's go back to this this daily. You can see, as soon as I zoom in here, you can see the breakout of this resistance area. All right, this blue, let's turn this a different color. I don't know, let's turn it white. All right, this white line was resistance. All right, this is on the daily chart. You can see the breakout of that resistance. Look at the volume that came in. You had 18,000 Bitcoin, 14,000 Bitcoin in the last couple days. You had another 4,400 Bitcoin and 3,800 Bitcoin. Let's not forget, this is a what is it, a $27,000 crypto. So when you're talking 19,000 Bitcoin at $27,000 a pop, that's no joke. All right, I put this yellow line right here. That's how we're going to track this. All right, right up here. As long as it stays on this line, it's still in an uptrend. Okay, so we got our high, we got our higher low. We need to get a higher high here. All right, it's like to see that thing push up here, then get a higher low, and keep this rally going. That's definitely going to move the market. It brings in buyers, guys. That's the number one reason we cover Bitcoin. It brings in the money. When Bitcoin holds 50% of the market cap, there you go, 49.84%. Then that's something that, when this thing is moving, when Bitcoin's moving, the buyers come into market. Okay, and that's always good for everybody. All right, this Bitcoin dominance has broken out of this resistance here. Probably coming down for a retest. Maybe possibly back. Let's see where that line's at. Let's go out in weekly. Oh yeah, you can see how this is more than likely. Let's look. The weekly is at the bottom. The daily's probably at the top. The daily's almost reset. All right, almost expected to come down in this area and then bounce from here. All right, that's enough of that. We covered the Dixie. Let's get back to Caspa. Gold. Look at this drop. How long we've been talking about this ABC correction. Look at this thing. It's finally getting down there. We've been calling this for a long time. At least 3 or 4 months. All right, you can see it's broke that vital support line right there, and it's crushed right through it. It's at 1848 right now. We're looking for it to come down right around $1,800. The daily's reset. The weekly is still pulling down. Wow, look at that red weekly candle. Man, this thing in 1 week went from 1925 down to 1846. That's a pretty big drop for gold. Look back past through here. Red candle like that, that's a pretty big drop. So we got the weekly still pulling down. Expect that to come down around $1,800, and then this thing should get a bounce from there. Not financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. And if you haven't yet, please look into joining the channel as a member, guys. I would very much appreciate that. Just a basic membership's 99 cents a month. And still have them trading videos. Today's the first. I'm going to keep them up there for a few days at $14.99. Had, I don't know, 5 or 6 people in the last few days purchase it. So we're going to keep it there. Every penny helps the channel. I'm going to get out a new members video here today. And that'll make, I think, 15 videos in the trading course. $1 a video. So, all right, let's move on here. This weekly RSI has turned back up. It's at a 52 and a 46. It's bullish. All right, boy, oh boy, we're getting so close up there. Let's look at the daily. There you go. 34 and a 24. The 12 hour. All right, these ones are getting towards the top. The 12, the 8, and the 4 are all at the very top. All right, now if we go on the daily on this, this is where things get real touchy. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to put a fib on here. These are the areas pay very, very close attention to. You can see we came up and hit that 702. All right, we actually poked up through it. All right, but so far we haven't gotten rejected. All right, this is on the daily chart. We've been looking for an ABC here. Are we going to get it? I don't know. You know, that daily RSI is bullish. The weekly RSI is bullish. All right, if this starts rolling over, then we're probably going to get that ABC. These areas to keep an eye on. If this thing breaks through 0.052, all right, call it 0.052. That's roughly right there, right? Then this thing is probably heading for another all-time high. I would imagine that would break all the fib levels, and that would convince me that the price is more than likely going higher. All right, so some areas to keep an eye on here. Let's look at. You can, boy, look at that. This is on the 4-hour. Look how we hit the green is the 702 fib. Look how we hit that and got rejected. Look at this 4-hour red candle. All right. At the very least, this thing is going to pull back down to 0.049, right down this yellow line. Let's double that up so you can see it better. Right down this yellow line, because this is past resistance. All right. We broke out of it. It'll come back, at least back test it, or it's going to fall right through it. That's a big area to keep an eye on too. If it holds 0.049, then that definitely holds hope that this thing could be going higher. If it breaks through that 0.049, then we're probably going to finish out this ABC. All right, which would, let's look at a target for it. All right, if this ends up being the A wave, this ends up being the B. All right, we would bring down to the top. That would give us a target down here, 0.040, right around 4 cents even. All right, if we put a line down here, you know, I would even expect it to come, if it's going to pull down, do an ABC, I would expect it to come down there. All right down to that level. Put this back up here, get a measurement here. Yeah, so if this ends up getting rejected up here, I'm going to tell you these numbers to keep an eye on again. Please hit the like and subscribe, guys. I would appreciate that very, very much. All right, if this ends up being an ABC. All right, if we lose the 0.049, this support level right here, this yellow line, all right, very good support back here, support here, or resistance through here, resistance in this green candle, and it busted it. If it cannot hold it, all right, then this C leg is probably coming in. All right, like I said, we got that daily heading up, the weekly heading up, so everything technically is heading up here, you know. But if this ends up rolling over, you know, crossing and rolling over, all right, then watch for the C leg to come in. That's nothing bad at all, okay? And we've been looking, excuse me, watching for this ABC correction for a while now. All right, so if it gets played out and over with, the quicker that gets done, the better. Obviously, that's what we've been waiting for. That's what we're going to watch for here. But if it ends up breaking through that 0.052, all right, then we're probably heading for another all-time high. All right, the 0.052 is up right above this red line on the fib level here. All right, we zoom in. This red line right here, just about it, 0.052. All right, if we end up breaking that, then I'm expecting a new all-time high out of Caspa. Either way, things are going to get exciting soon. Get the ABC over with. If this is an ABC, then we already have the A and the B wave done. All right, all we have left to finish is that C, if that's what ends up playing out. All right, guys, thank you so much. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'll talk to you very soon.